when I saw the turnout, and now it's even better than I thought, so thank you very much for coming. Jeevan is just going to lead us in the Correctional Service Canada prayer this morning.
God of all the human family, you have committed to us a ministry of care and protection for the good of all your people. May we always recognize the God created humanity of those we serve as of ourselves, which is the hope of our reconciliation. Keep us ever mindful of your laws of love, so that we may temper justice and with mercy, exercise control with compassion. May our motives and our actions conform to your will and fulfill your purposes all the days of this life, so that we may share in the life to come. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jeevan. Golly, it's a long time since we met. March 10th was our dinner. So lots has happened since then, and we want to start this morning with an update. It is really important that you know what's going on. This is your program, and the volunteers are the program. Volunteers are CoSA. So we're going to give you just a brief update, but try to hit all of the things that would be important for you to know. If you remember at the dinner, the board announced that there would be job sharing with Christina and I, and that started June 15th. Christina was taking a big lead in this training today, along with Anita, and unfortunately, Christina has just come down with COVID, so Anita has had to kind of pick up on her piece in today too. So unfortunately, she won't be here, but she sends her wishes. So Angela is now working for CoSA 1 day a week on our payroll, and that is doing the finances predominantly. The Archdiocese has been good enough to allow Angela to work 1 day a week for CoSA on their paycheck, which is kind of nice because we're kind of struggling with finances. Bob helps when he can and when there is a need. So, yes. Oh, hi, Jack. Jack always comes just after the prayer, right, Jack? You can tell I had 6 brothers, so as soon as I see a male, I want to tease. And it's for all the years they teased me, so Jack, I apologize for teasing you. So, so at the moment, the update, I am doing all of the circles. I'm looking after fundraising, we'll talk more about that in a minute, and promotion. And Christina's taking on the admin, the training, the website, committees, and social media. So as I give you the update, either put your hand up if you have a question or wait to the end, but no, I won't answer any questions. I want you to understand our program as well as we do on staff, right? So I want to give you a little bit of a circle update because it's been kind of an up and down thing. July 1st, we had 40 circles. We went down to 31 on August 31st. This hasn't happened in a very long time, not since we started to build in the last year and a half. So I want to give you a little breakdown of why the circles closed. I know some of you have heard about it. 2 graduated, and we were really happy about that. 1 closed abruptly. He was a little ticked with his circle, and it wasn't well funded, but he did have a lot of mental health issues. 1 passed away sadly from a terminal illness. 1 was back in custody. When we took him on, he had an outstanding charge, and it took almost 2 years for him to get to court. So it wasn't a new charge why he had the circle. One moved away to a remote area where virtual circles were not possible. One came to the end of their order and is moving away to the other side of the country, so there would be a different CoSA if he decides to continue. But the really good news is we have 6 potential new core members in September, and it looks like at least 5, maybe 6 of them are a go. It makes for a really busy program when you open and close circles. It's probably more time consuming than anything, so we've been really busy with that. We currently have 84 volunteers. 63 are active right now, and many of them are sitting on more than one circle, so we thank those of you who are doing that. There were 18 trained but not active, but now with circles closing and new ones opening, we will use all our volunteers, and we definitely need more volunteers. So if you're interested, which I am, in the male and, oh, sorry, thanks, Tina. The male and female is interesting. Right now we have 47 female and 44 males. So we have a pretty good balance of male and female, which is really nice. I hear from other sites across Canada that they're like 85% female. So we have very active males in CoSA. So I just want to speak a little bit about funding. We have a CSC contract this year that ends March 31st. There's no guarantee next year, but we're really happy because we would be kind of in a mess without it. We are part of the Archdiocese Dialysis and Prison Ministry, but they do not offer us any funding anymore other than Angela working 1 day a week and Bob assisting when able. I've been working very hard on trying to get provincial funding, and every time I think we've got some, it kind of falls through, but a new avenue opened just yesterday, so that would be really, really good if we could get even a small amount for our provincial core members. The biggest success we've had is with donors. We did a big push for donations last April, and it was a really good response. And we followed up this spring. So many of you, several volunteers are even giving monthly, and we're just so grateful because we know you're already giving. One of the things we're trying to encourage now, and I just throw that out to you. I know money's tight, I know people can only give so much, but one of the things that has worked with a few people, and I learned this through a volunteer, that they said they give, and this is an example, $3,000 a year to charity, $1,500 to their church, and $1,500 to other charities or another charity. So what they did and what they suggested that I look for is that they now have taken that $3,000, and instead of being 2 donors, there's 3 that they donate to, and they've added CoSA to that. So I don't want to be talking about money, but I think it's important you know we have a vibrant program, and it's very, very hard. I did go to half salary with Christina only so that the funds could last for a year and a half. Otherwise, there's no salary for Christina. And over the 20 years, it has been up and down. Sometimes I've had a good salary, sometimes I've had very little salary. But it's not a way that we can continue to function a program as big as ours. I'm still hopeful we're going to get provincial and ongoing. I also want to tell you about another endeavor that I'm working on. Because our committee's developed such a good model for virtual circles, I have proposed it to CSC and et cetera, can we expand to throughout the Pacific region, which is all of BC and the Yukon. So who knows whether anything will come of it, but it is hopeful. I will be going in October to Prince George. Bishop Jensen has his clergy days, so I will be able to talk to probably 20 of the different pastors of the parishes there. I'm not asking for money. I'm looking to see if there's volunteers for virtual circles. Not sure what's going to come of it, but I do know with the CSC funding we have, they would have never given it to us to start a program, but because we have such a vibrant program, they are funding us. So I'm looking at it in the same way in the north. There will be some Indigenous, some elders there. That's with the clergy. I'm also making a presentation to the Correctional Service of Canada. Parole officers, 18 will be attending with Indigenous one in Prince George as well. So you don't know where it will lead, but I just want you to know we are working on every possibility to keep the program thriving. The other thing is, in case you're not aware, next year is our 20th anniversary. So it is a really big celebration. We want it to be. We'll try to do something special at our dinner for it. The fundraising committee is also looking, is there any kind of a fundraiser we can do on the 20th to try to raise some funds. So we don't know what's going to happen. There's a meeting later this month in September, and I think that they'll work something out then. I'm going to, if you look at your agenda and see the beautiful logo that was developed by the fundraising committee predominantly, and then the visioning committee. So they spent a lot of time, and I think it's really effective. So I'm just going to pass this to Josh, because Christina couldn't be here, and he's going to give us an update.
Hi everyone, my name is Josh. I'm one of the members of the Visioning Committee, so Maureen's just asked me to speak a little bit on the progress and what we're all doing. As Maureen has said, one of the big challenges for CoSA always is to try and retain and sort of go into new areas for volunteers. One of the big things the Visioning Committee has been doing is finding ways to try and attract volunteers and see if we can perhaps even try to diversify our volunteer base a little bit more. One of the main things we've been working on recently has been sort of dealing with some of the philosophical underpinnings of CoSA, making that a little bit more clear, and just really working on some of our value and mission statements. We have a very good website. I don't know if all of you are aware of that, but we've been making some significant sort of additions and modifications to that. As Maureen has said, we've also sort of moved forward with this logo, and so the Visioning Committee is attempting sort of to support CoSA in terms of moving forward, giving some more thought and time to some of those values that are underpinning CoSA, and then finding ways to be able to disseminate that in a proper way to hopefully attract more volunteers as we go forward. So we took a little bit of a break this summer. We're going to be meeting again soon in September. I'm hoping to go forward there. A lot of the stuff we're doing is behind the scenes, but in terms of their sort of slow integration of these things onto the website, and hopefully more things as you hear it as we have more trainings and more events. So thank you.